Hi there, so we're filming from the Smith Falls Heritage House Museum, which is a Victorian era museum, and actually what we're working on today is two crafts. So our second craft, our video here, is the thaumatrope craft. So it's a popular toy during the Victorian era. It has kind of a weird name, but it's pretty easy to make. So the idea behind it is that you would have an image on one side and another image on the other side, and they'd be two things that have to go together. So a bird in a cage or a tree and apples, which is the example here. And you would grab the two strings, so there's one string on one side, one string on the other. It might look like there's four, but you can see this is just one string. And I'll show you how to make it after this. This is just an example. And if you spin, I know my tree's upside down, but if you spin it and twist the yarn, you'll see that the tree looks like it actually has the apples on it. So it's kind of like a little bit of an optical illusion. So what you're gonna need, if you did get the craft bags, you're going to have these cardstock circles already with you with two holes hole punched in both. And then you're gonna have two pieces of string or yarn, which is these guys here. If you are doing this from home, like I said at the start of the other video, a lot of these materials are easy to find. So I would suggest doing something, type of paper that is pretty sturdy. So cardstock, construction paper, wood, anything like that. And then you're gonna have to make two holes in them. So to start, what you're gonna do, and then you'll need some markers and coloring too, as well as some glue to glue the two circles together. So what you're gonna start with is you're gonna make your designs on them. So you can go ahead and glue it if you'd like. You make sure the holes are matched up on both sides, or you can draw your pictures first. I like to draw my pictures first and then glue them together just to make sure I did it right. So what I'm gonna draw is a fish and a fish bowl, okay? And I'll show you what that looks like here. I've already done them up. So I've got a fish bowl on one side, and then I've just got this little tiny goldfish on the other. Okay, this is the important part. So what you're gonna do after you've drawn your image, it can be anything. It could be a flower and then petals. It could be a smiley face, and then a frown, anything like that. So a bird in a cage is super popular too, so here's my fish bowl and here's my fish. Now, you think maybe you would want to glue it so that the fish bowl is here, and then you have the fish here, so that if I glued it together like this, and the fish bowl's there, the fish would be in the bottom. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you draw your image so that it's actually opposite. It's on the top here. So if you looked at this now, and you saw the fish at the top and the fish bowl here, you would think that doesn't really make sense, because if you were flipping it like this, the fish isn't going to be in the fish bowl. But remember, you're going to be flipping it like this. So that fish is actually at the bottom of the page. So if you were drawing a cage and you drew the cage here, you'd want your bird at the top or anywhere. Well, if your cage is the whole page, then it doesn't really matter. But you want to make sure your image is going to be in the other image. So you want it at the top. Just like with this one, we see the tree at the top here, and now we flip it over, the apples are on the bottom here. So my fish bowl is in the bottom and my fish is in the top. So, or opposite, your apples are at the top and your tree's on the bottom, okay? So that's why I like to draw them and then put them together, but you're welcome to try it to glue them together and then draw them. So I'm gonna glue mine on just like I showed you. So fish bowl and then fish at the top there. I'm just gonna use regular glue stick. And when you're gluing, make sure the holes line up, because that is important. Okay. So I've got mine glued now here. I'm gonna do it a little bit better at the bottom here. And you can use hot glue if you'd like, or white glue, it doesn't really matter. I just had a glue stick handy. So now I've got mine glued together here. So it's just one card. So you're gonna take your strings next, and you just have two of them, and you don't have to cut them at all or even tie them. And you're just gonna thread them right through the hole. Okay, so there's one. And then you're gonna take your other one and you're gonna thread it through the hole here too. And there's two. So then, to actually play with it, you're gonna wind the string up. I'm upside down, so I'm gonna flip it over. By twisting, you can see I'm just moving my fingers back and forth. So you're gonna twist, and you can see that the fish is now in the fish bowl. So it's kind of a fun craft like that. So I hope you guys enjoy the crafts and have fun with them at home. Thanks.